Wow. Donald Trump just delivered an absolutely disastrous speech in Mount Vernon, Virginia, at the American Cornerstone Institute Founders Dinner. I mean, the guy looked lost. His brain was like scrambled eggs. First, he's rambling about drug prices. And what does he say? We're cutting them by 1,300%, 1,000%, 200%, whatever. He literally just starts throwing out random numbers like he's pulling them from a hat. You can't cut prices by 1,000%. That would mean the pharmaceutical companies would have to pay us to take their drugs. It's nonsense, but this is Trump, the man who's been lying about drug prices since day one.
Because I announced the amount, it was 0.25%. I was so proud. But now I'm going to bring them down 1,300%. Think of this. 1,000%, 500%, 200%, whatever, different. And I'm really proud of that.
Then he turns around and launches a personal attack on Joe Biden, calls him bad words and says, Biden's always been stupid. This is what Trump thinks is presidential? He looks like he's falling apart on stage but wants to call someone else dumb?
Very angry, mean Biden. You know, Biden was always a mean guy but never a smart guy. You know, even you go back 30 years ago, 40 years ago, he was a stupid guy, but he was always a mean son of a bitch, you know? How's it working? Not working too well for him right now, as it says. So when you start feeling sorry for him, remember, he was a bad guy.
Next, it gets even weirder. Trump tells this bizarre story about King Charles. He says he suggested Charles should call himself Charles the Conqueror. And apparently Charles just said, no, I don't think so. Yeah, because normal world leaders don't take branding advice from a reality TV host.
And the name of the king at the time was William the Conqueror. I said, that's the coolest name I've ever heard. William the Conqueror. And he built this massive castle, and he was known for winning wars. It's very interesting. In fact, I asked King Charles, why do we call you Charles the Conqueror? He said, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. But he's a great guy, and he's doing a great job, an unbelievable job. But the 250th anniversary.
Then, and I can't believe I'm even saying this, Trump claims that soldiers in Washington, D.C. just love picking up trash. He literally said they were picking up trash. They love it. No, Donald. Soldiers don't enlist in the U.S. military to be your cleanup crew.
I thought I was going to replace the grass all over. This grass looked good. It looked so good. And, you know, we actually had soldiers. You saw them. We didn't tell them to do this because we don't want to tell them. They were picking up trash. Did you see that? They were picking up trash. The National Guard, these great military people, the job they did has been unbelievable.
And then he tops it off with this surreal line. We're getting calls over the internet. Calls over the internet. What does that even mean? He says people are thanking him from Memphis. Like, what? The man doesn't know how the internet even works.
I want to thank the National Guard and all of those federal law enforcement people that have surged Washington and now surging Memphis right now as we speak. By the way, we're getting calls over the internet. We're getting statements. Sir, thank you so much. I live in Memphis. It's so beautiful. There's so many people outside. Everybody's cheering the soldiers. They're cheering. Thank you so much.
Then he lies again about gas prices. Claims he's bringing them below $2 a gallon. First of all, they're not. And second, Trump keeps flip-flopping on whether he already got them under $2. He's lying about his lies now.
The Americans are spending the least amount of their disposable income on gasoline since it's about 20 years. For 20 years, we're spending, and we have the number down. I think we're going to be breaking $2 a gallon for gasoline.
And then Trump goes right back into his obsession with drug prices. This time, he's bragging about cutting prices by 500% or 600%. Again, completely impossible. And then out of nowhere, he starts mocking one of his own fat friends while rambling about weight loss drugs. He calls the guy seriously obese, highly neurotic, but somehow a brilliant businessman. What kind of deranged tangent is this?
You're going to see the biggest cuts in drug prices, which is going to be great for every aspect, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, everything. It's going to have numbers. I mean, we're going to literally be cutting prices by 500%, 600%. Drugs that sell for $88 in London are selling for $130. You know, think of it, $1,300 for, I call it the fat killer. I don't know if it works or not, but it didn't work for a friend of mine who called me. He said he's a very successful guy, seriously obese, seriously, highly neurotic, but a brilliant businessman. You need those qualities sometimes.
At one point, he even turns to some guy named Marty in the audience and tells him, "We've got to make the autism announcement on Monday." What autism announcement? He never explains. Just another incoherent thread dangling in midair.
And I think we have, frankly, that's a big announcement. I think we have a bigger announcement coming. I hope on Monday, Marty. It's enough. We have to announce. We have to make the announcement. It's so big. We can't let people keep doing this. I don't want to wait any longer. We don't need anything more. And if it's wrong, it's right. It's not going to be wrong. But if it is wrong, it's fine that we have to do it. Because we're going to have an announcement on autism on Monday. Got to be Monday. I don't want to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I think it's going to be a very important announcement. I think it's going to be one of the most important things that we will do.
And of course, no Trump speech is complete without culture war nonsense. He declares there are only two genders and then makes creepy comments about genitals. I mean, he's obsessed. These are the talking points he thinks are important at a policy dinner.
But that's good. That means we're doing the right thing. I made it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders. I think Jim DeMint will like this. Men and female. Are you okay with that, Jim? I don't know. I think Jim's very upset about that. Who the hell can be upset?
Then he says he's sending the military into Chicago. He brags about crime being down 87% and that the scum is gone. Then he literally claims Chicago is now 100% safe. This is Fantasyland. Trump just makes up statistics that sound good to him.
We're restoring law and order to our cities and towns at levels that nobody's ever seen, and wait till you see. And I must say, our next one is a place called Chicago. We're going to go into Chicago. And we've already, the FBI's been there for 6 months and, and just getting prepared. And just the fact that they've been there for a little while, we've got it down a little bit. But it's going to come down a whole lot. Chicago is going to be a very...
But then Trump tops even himself. He says George Washington would have voted for him. I'm not kidding. He literally claimed George Washington, who's been dead for over 200 years, that would have voted Trump 2024.
The world stage, we're once again putting America first, and that's what we do. We put America, we'll help others, but we have to put America first. Exactly as George Washington would have wanted. He would have voted for us, George Washington. We had a man who rated me the number 3 president of all time. He said only superseded by George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. And the host of the show said, "Oh, are you in trouble? Trump is going to be so angry at you when he hears that he's number 3. But we'll take that." I don't know how many have done that. He actually said, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Donald J. Trump. I said, I like that guy very much.
So there you have it, folks. Trump melting down on stage, lying about everything from drug prices to gas prices, inventing phone calls over the internet, and fantasizing about George Washington voting for him.